Hi there. We would like to invite you to subscribe to our channel, where we will share videos with you on interesting topics in economics and finance. By subscribing to our channel, you will enhance your knowledge of topical issues. Whether you are a student pursuing a course in economics or finance, or a policymaker, or perhaps a member of the public who simply wants to be better informed. Please hit the subscribe button and be informed whenever we publish a new video. Now, on to today's video. Project designers and policymakers must contend with many issues as they design and implement their projects and policies. Some of these issues are clearly visible to the affected public or to observers and analysts, and yet others may be hidden or a bit obscure or seemingly esoteric. One such issue is the law of unintended consequences. The law of unintended consequences is an important concept in policy making and implementation, and in project development and evaluation. Put simply, the law relates to the unintended results of a decision or action emanating from a policy or project. For example, building a badly needed highway only to discover later that it bisects a wildlife migration trail or a grazing path for livestock. Of course, these are simple examples that project planners usually consider, but they do illustrate the point. The concept of unintended consequences illuminates the perverse, unanticipated effects of legislation and regulation. In 1692, the English philosopher and economist John Locke urged the defeat of a parliamentary bill designed to cut the permissible rate of interest from 6% to 4%. Locke argued that instead of benefiting borrowers as intended, it would actually hurt them. People would find ways to circumvent the law, with the costs of circumvention borne by borrowers. To the extent the law was obeyed, Locke concluded, the chief results would be less available credit and a redistribution of income away from, as he put it, widows, orphans, and all those who have their estates in money. The first and most complete analysis of the concept of unintended consequences was done by the American sociologist Robert K. Merton in 1936 in an influential article titled "The Unanticipated Consequences of Purposive Social Action." Merton identified 5 sources of unanticipated consequences. The first 2, and the most pervasive, were ignorance and error. Third, imperious immediacy of interest, meaning that the desire for the intended consequence is so great that the potential unintended consequences are purposefully ignored. Fourth, basic values. And fifth, self-defeating prediction, meaning the instance where the public prediction of a social development proves false precisely because the prediction changes the course of history. This is the flip side of the idea of the self-fulfilling prophecy. The law of unintended consequences provides the basis for many criticisms of government programs. Unintended consequences can add so much to the costs of some programs that they make the programs unwise even if they achieve their stated goals. And the costs needn't be financial exclusively. At the very least, policymakers and implementers should have reason to pause before plowing ahead with their programs. I was reminded of this concept about a year ago on reading an article appearing in the South African Business Day newspaper dated Tuesday, 30 March 2021. The article, report shows how to get countries' infrastructure delivery going, contained a very illuminating comment. The sentence in question, probes of anti-competitive behavior in those boom years and the resultant fines weakened many of the largest construction giants, caught my attention because I was in the thick of it in those days, post the FIFA World Cup construction boom. Although I wasn't an accused personally, the very successful company I was working for was, and several of my colleagues became sacrificial lambs as they were either demoted or forced into early retirement. Rigorous and sustained competition law training followed, and constant nervousness and diffidence lengthened marketing and sales cycles. Once great companies and the groups to which they belonged started on downward spirals, resulting in job losses and loss of engineering capacity for the country. While I'm generally supportive of anti-competitive legislation, it's undeniable that perhaps in this case, where I have first-hand knowledge, the unintended consequences were disastrous. Please hit the subscribe button and be informed whenever we publish a new video.